Maybe you've heard that MSC sucks.
Possibly. I know we've been on over a dozen cruises and with many different cruise lines. And a few years ago, with our first cruise with them, we probably would have agreed. But I don't know. Stick around. Maybe something's changed.
Yep, the purpose of this video is to discuss the evolution of MSC, how they're stepping up their game, and what it means for cruisers. So with that, here are the top 5 ways we think MSC has improved.
And make sure to stick around to the end because we saved the best for last. Embarkation and debarkation.
Yes, first of all, the embarkation process was so smooth, one of the smoothest in the industry, I think, and we've sailed with several different lines. It was just so quick.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that there was a huge problem in that area on the first cruise we took a few years ago, but it definitely seemed to be a little bit smoother and all the kinks worked out even more so than the last time.
That's pretty quick. That was pretty quick, yeah.
But where the big difference is, and I think where they definitely set themselves apart from the other cruise lines, is that when you check in, you actually get your room key. And even if the room's not done, you can take your backpack or your luggage if you want to carry it on straight up to the room and drop it off. You can just deburden yourself immediately.
And that sounds like a small thing, but that's really such a huge benefit because having to carry your carry-on bag around, or if you actually brought your luggage on with you, until 1, 2 p.m. when the staterooms are ready.
Yeah.
It kind of can kill that first few hours while you're on the ship when you want to be exploring and chilling.
Exactly.
So that's going to be a huge plus in MSC's column.
100%.
Debarkation.
Now, debarkation was also really smooth. They did kick us out of the room a little earlier than I think maybe Carnival or...
yeah, we had to leave out of our room by 8 a.m. And our debarkation number was number 19.
Right.
And we were supposed to be getting off at 9:40.
Yes, right. But we actually got off closer to 8:40.
Yeah.
So
almost an hour before they scheduled it.
Yeah, when we got out of the room, we thought we were going to be sitting around for a couple of hours. And we did find out the gym was open. So that's something you could do to kill your time. And of course, they had the coffee shop open. And that's where we hung out. But before, we knew it, they were calling us and they were getting us off really quick and so organized. There
and
was
then once
no
we got off the boat, our luggage was already waiting for us.
Yeah, and knowing that we were getting off an hour before our scheduled time, I questioned if our luggage would be there. Even when we've gotten off on previous sailings on time, we've had to wait for our luggage. So that was above and beyond. They're definitely setting the bar in that area. They already had a gold star, but I definitely think they're already improving in that area. Number 2 is service. So you can do any amount of research online and find very prominent opinions that the service sucks on MSC, and they kind of link it to its European company, and they don't have that kind of dote on you mentality that American cruises have. But actually, and I felt that on the first one,
right?
For
sure, specifically at the bars.
Valid.
MSC does have the lowest crew per sail cruiser
per crew,
guest ratio. And so that's one of the biggest things that you see complained about is that the service is slow, specifically at the bars.
Yes.
And
we'll
while that was true the first time, I think that's the way they've really stepped up. I don't know if they've increased the crew per...
Yeah, it felt like the cruise was definitely maxed out, and you felt that, especially on sea days. But I didn't feel that waiting and anything. It's not even close to what I experienced in the past with them.
For sure.
Also, with that in mind, and last time, I definitely don't remember making any connections with the service, with the bartenders or anybody. But this time, I really felt like they went above and beyond. We had bartenders at different bars that knew us. They knew our drinks. They greeted us by name. I did not have that experience the first time with MSC. And that really it makes you feel at home. It makes you feel comfortable. And that sped it up because they knew what we were going to drink. So it didn't take as long to get the order in.
For sure.
Huge improvement.
All right, number 3. And this one could be a real sticking point, especially in the past. It's been one of the things that's been pretty high on the list of things that people complain about when it comes to MSC. Number 3 is entertainment.
Yeah, huge.
Huge. Wow. How do you think the entertainment has changed since our first sailing?
Well, the first sailing, I feel like they were really trying to cater to every demographic, which nothing wrong with it. But because of that and the languages that were all on board, I feel like the entertainment lacked language. They were trying to do things like juggling or dancing or, that was that didn't require a spoken language so that it would appeal to many masses. And this time I feel like they're really trying to gear more towards that American showmanship and
For sure.
entertainment, for sure.
Yeah, we had some definitely top of the line shows. I really enjoyed the singing and dancing at the Cabaret Rouge.
Yeah.
That was on the seashore, our
Yeah.
most recent sailing. There was also a lot of pop-up entertainment.
Right.
Like there was the flair bartending that was really cool.
Right, exactly. And it wasn't even on the particular agenda for the day, but they announced it, and it was there were some different things. You participated in table foosball championships,
Foosball tournament.
yeah, stuff like
and
that.
also the I played in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Right.
That was fun.
Trying to throw Santa hats onto a coat rack.
Something, yeah.
Make sure to check out the vlog if you want to see that. Yeah, and speaking of the languages too, that was one of the big complaints in doing my own research before we went on MSC that people would talk about. Every cruise you go on, they're going to make announcements. They're going to speak into your cabin. They're going to say stuff. But when it comes on and then they have to do things in 7 different languages all at once, you kind of feel like you're listening to it nonstop and it gets old. And they did not do that this time.
That's true.
It was just English.
It was just
Maybe
English.
that's not necessarily a good thing for the non-English speaking.
I think they realized in the American market, most people, at least as a second language, speak English.
Sure.
Most people sailing out of Florida, Texas,
Right.
and so forth are going to speak English, at least as a second language.
For sure.
All right, we're moving on to number 4. But before we do, if you would do us a favor and please hit that subscribe button, we'd surely appreciate it.
This one's a big one for me, possibly even bigger than 5, but I think maybe the general population may disagree. That's why we saved it for last. But number 4 was the drink package.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yes, the hugest. Now, we just did a sailing off of Carnival Celebration.
Yep.
It was an 8-night. And then we did this cruise roughly a month or so later, 7 nights with MSC on the seashore.
Yep.
And the drink package was about a
Quarter
of
probably
the
of
price.
the
Yeah, I
cost.
was afraid to say that, but I think it was about a quarter of the price.
For sure. And that's just comparing like the price of the drink package compared
Right.
to other cruise lines.
Right.
But one of the ways that I think they've really, really improved is what's included in your drink package.
Exactly.
Especially particularly at the Easy Plus level.
Exactly. They do have 3 different drink package levels, and we got the middle one, which includes drinks up to $10. And there were far fewer drinks included on that the last time that we sailed. And they do not have a ton of sugar-free options. Don't go looking for your hard seltzers. And I do hope that they change that. That was a little bit of a neg for me. But they did cover a lot more of those kind of specialty feeling,
For sure.
very holiday or, vacation-y drinks
Definitely.
were covered in it. And then above that, and this I think is where it made the biggest difference, the last time we cruised with them, they were very sticklers. Like you couldn't ask for a double. They were a little stingy, we'll put it that way. And now while you could still not call and ask for Grey Goose on the $10 package, they were handing out doubles like they were going out of style.
Yeah, they were saying, do you want extra power?
They were.
And that was like code language for a double.
Yes, and they weren't being stingy. At one point, they had given me 2 drinks, and they had no problem giving me. They made one wrong, and then made me another one, and that would have been something that even on Carnival or Royal, you'd be like, nope, you got to wait your 5 minutes before you can. Even if it's a non-alcoholic drink, you got to wait your 5 minutes before you can have that. And MSC, I just feel like they get that the libations are kind of what sets the pace
sure.
and the mood. And if you make them happy, the people who are drinking are probably going to spend more money on your boat. I don't know.
Definitely.
So I think that
And
was
one
the
thing
way
that's
to use-
nice is I'm not calling out any cruise lines in particular, but there's no cap on their drink package.
Oh, touche. And he's not calling out one, but there's only one that actually
No,
puts a
there's
cap
more
on
than
it.
one.
Is there?
Yeah.
Not out of the 3 that we've sailed on.
No, not out of
Oh,
those
okay.
3.
I don't know the other
Okay.
ones. Okay. I was like, So we've sailed on 3, and 2 of them have no cap, and one of them will give you a cap, and you hit that 15 limit and you're done. They didn't have that on here.
Yeah.
And that was nice. Just to know if you had a drink that you didn't much care for, it wasn't going to go towards your allotment if you could easily take in your 15 drinks per day.
All right, is that it on the drink package?
I think so.
Oh, you know what? I did want to mention one thing on the drink package. Get the Easy Plus package.
Yeah. Don't.
There's so many. Before there was so few drinks that were $10 and under, and now they've such a more inclusive array of cocktails.
Yeah.
bottom shelf is not going to be pop off. Their bottom shelf is actually
No.
reasonable
I think it was Absolute.
taste liquor. Yeah,
as far as vodka
Tito's
goes.
and
Tito's
stuff like
was it.
this. So
Yeah.
the drinks that are going to be over that, I would only go for the deluxe package or whatever one's above Easy Plus. I
Right,
think
right.
it's deluxe. Those are drinks $14 and above.
Right.
There's not that many drinks $14 or above. Plus, what's nice is unlike some other cruise lines, if you order a drink that's $14, it's not included in your package.
Right.
But you don't have to then pay $14 because it wasn't included. You just
Right.
pay the difference
The
between
difference.
what would have been included in your package, which
Yeah.
in this case would be 10, to what it costs. So if it was a
Yes.
$14 drink, you'd only pay $4 for it.
Yeah.
So I think I might have got maybe 2 or 3 drinks that were
Yeah.
above our price range.
Oh, yes.
And that was still way less expensive than upgrading
yes.
I think it was
The drink
$350 more to go to
Right.
that next package up.
No, for sure. Make sure you check out the vlog because one of those drinks was just delectable and
Oh,
delicious.
and especially that one at Vinci.
Vinci. Yeah,
Ooh, that
that's
was
one I
good,
was
dude.
remembering.
Yeah.
It was worth the $3 that you ended up paying for it.
For sure.
Definitely.
All right, number 5. Dun, 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 dun. This is probably the biggest improvement, and I think it's one of the most complained
about.
about things.
Yeah.
When people talk bad,
Yes.
talk trash
For
about
sure.
MSC.
Yes.
And so I'm really glad to see that they've stepped up their game and improved
Yes.
in a major way on this front. Number 5 is
The food.
the food.
I mean, let's face it, you're on a cruise, that's probably one of the biggest activities you're going to do, especially if you're not a drinker. So I do feel like the buffet was like, I was really impressed with the buffet.
Yeah, especially the salad bar.
Yeah, the salad bar was so fresh. It was so good. They had so many options. They changed it pretty often, too. I
Yeah.
felt like there was a good rotation of stuff. And then in the main dining, it's your usual what you'd expect, and I enjoyed it. And to be fair, this time we did get to experience the specialty dining,
We
which
did.
was on a level of its own and so worth the price if you can do it. So we didn't get to eat at the main dining room very often, but
I think
when
we
we
ate
did,
there
I enjoyed it.
3 out of the 7 nights.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mhm.
And it was definitely, it was great.
It was great,
It was
yeah.
better than I remember the first time. I definitely remember agreeing with those videos that I had seen previously that was complaining about the
Yeah,
food
calling it
quality.
cafeteria food,
Sure.
jailhouse slop, things like this.
Yeah.
This time, I was quite impressed with our not specialty
Not
dining
not
aside,
even, yeah.
but the main dining
Just
room,
the quality.
the cuts that we're getting, the
Yes.
flavor.
Yes.
It was hot
The
all the
service.
time.
Yes.
It was really, really
Yes.
outstanding.
And best hot coffee I've ever had on a cruise. If you
Yeah.
sail MSC, make sure you try the coffee, try the bread, try the pasta. They do it
Try the
so
pizza.
differently. Yeah, I never did try the pizza, but he bragged on that one. So definitely. And I've heard from a few people that it's actually better than some of those others who shall not be named,
Yeah,
which is saying a lot.
I've heard at least 3 or 4 people say it's the best pizza
Yeah.
at sea.
So people are coming around. They're starting to wake up to it a little bit, for sure.
I think so.
Yes, absolutely. Now, the one caveat that we would throw in there when it comes to the food is the fact that it is more limited. Not that,
In terms of options.
yeah, it's
You're,
you've got either, if you're not going to do specialty dining, you can eat at the buffet or you can eat at the dining room. That's it.
Period.
We've been so used to quick bites at the coffee place, or you can go, to the pizza place or the Mexican place. And there's so many options on these other cruise companies, and they've kind of spoiled us. And maybe we shouldn't be eating that often or have that many options. But it definitely would have been nice to not have to wait through
At
the
least
buffet
one
or
kind
sit.
of casual.
Yeah.
Some other place that you can go to eat.
Yes. So if you're
Besides for
expecting
those
all
2.
of the options, definitely that would be the one thing that I would say they're still hopefully going to come around on. And I hope they do add some non-specialty, some just
For
quick
sure.
grab, some
You know what I
other
think would be a good
options.
move is if that cantina became a casual dining
I
place.
agree. Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't feel like it was, well, I couldn't see doing the all you can eat option, but the a la carte options at their Mexican, the cantina place that we did try, I thought the prices were fantastic.
For sure.
But at those prices, I could see that being like kind of a quick, or at least some of the options, quick grab.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Maybe they
it
could
would
set up
be
a
nice.
taco bar or something like
Something.
for 2
And
or 3
also-
hours of the day.
Yeah,
you know?
if you're going to go and you're going to wait in, for the dining, you're going to have to wait for a little bit to get your service and all that. Maybe you don't want that, or maybe you don't want to deal with the crowd in the buffet. And if you had other options like that, it would definitely lessen that crowd, and it would give people ability to space out a little bit.
For sure.
So I could see them coming around on that a little bit.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, overall, I just think they've improved so much, and the value is definitely there. The price we paid for our 7-night sailing, we've paid 3, maybe even 4 times as much as that for 7-night sailings on other cruise lines. So when it comes to bargain for your
Easily.
buck, it's there.
100%.
And a lot of the things that really brought it down in terms of not making it feel like a luxury line, I think they've really improved on.
I agree.
So I think MSC is definitely worth taking a look at for your next cruise and giving it a shot.
Yes. And if you got any value out of this video at all, please subscribe so that you can see our daily vlogs that we did from our recent cruise, the MSC Seashore that changed our mind forever. And we will definitely be sailing again with MSC.
All right, we'll see you there.